Campesano, as the two will oppose each other for the opening tip. Just like yesterday, it was Herlihy winning the opening tip yesterday. Let's see what round 2 has for us right now. And Herlihy wins it again in the hands of Huriaki, and let's get ready for game number 2 between the Mustangs and the Broncos. Santa Clara having a little bit more pep in their step. Veal swinging it over to Pritchard, looking to have a little bit more scoring output today. Faced off by Willett, now back to Huriaki, back to Pritchard. Herlihy handoff to Van Allen. The Mustangs much tighter defensively today, not giving the Broncos much space defensively with 7 to shoot. Huriaki, step back 3, pulls the trigger. A little short, off the hands of Campesano, but Ellis tracks it down, sees Huriaki on her feet, now hands it off to Willett in transition. Behind the back dribble, now back to Ellis. Looking for Malia Holt, swings it with the left hand. Malia looking for Campesano down low with 15 to shoot. Brown, same spot as yesterday, can't knock down the game-opening jumper from the free throw line. And now it's Van Allen with the board, sprinting up the court. Looking for Herlihy down low, now finds Veal straight away. Swings it over to the freshman point guard from San Jose and Huriaki. Kicks in the corner for Pritchard, faced off by the sophomore guard in Ellis, and we have our first whistle. Foul against Campesano. It was Kirsty Brown who fouled out yesterday with 5 minutes to go, but hope the Mustangs don't get Campesano into early foul trouble. A minute gone by, no score here in San Luis Obispo, and that's a jumper that rattles in and out there for Veal. Grabbed there by Willett. That was halfway down too. Ellis stopping in transition behind the three-point line. Brown, who just missed the jumper, gives it off to Willett, gives her a screen, but Maddie doesn't really use it there. Dribble handoff to Holt. Swings it over to Abby Ellis. Faced off against Van Allen. Not getting a lane to the rim. Campesano straight away. Didn't really hit any three-point shots yesterday. Bounce pass to a cutting Ellis. Looking for space with 5 seconds. Hoists one up. No good. Off the hands of Brown. It looked like, but it will stay with Cal Poly. So Ellis was driving just behind the backboard. Did a little step through, hoping to get a shot at the rim. Couldn't really get a clear look as it's Abby to inbound. Still with 20 to shoot as the shot clock resets. Campesano takes it, pulls up from the left elbow, and that's no good. Brown, the offensive board. She puts it up. She falls to the ground. No foul call. That second chance opportunity, no good. Van Allen in transition. Puts the layup up. That rolls out. No score still here in slow. Abby sees it cutting. Brown right underneath the hoop. Gets it to her. Gets the flyby. And it's Kirsty Brown for the second consecutive day with the first points in the contest. 2-0 Mustangs here with 2 minutes gone by. Huriaki falls down, loses it, but Holt couldn't grab it before she falls out of bounds. So a wild frenetic pace here in game number 2 as we start. Only 2-0. Scoring not going crazy, but back and forth we go. Huriaki swings it into Van Allen from the inbounds, but Holt tips it out of bounds. Let's do it again. It was the Mustangs scoring first yesterday, but it was Santa Clara coming out with 18 points in the first quarter. They had 19 in the third quarter, so it wasn't their highest scoring quarter for the Broncos, but they still started out strong. The Mustangs, a slow start yesterday, hoping to change that today. Pritchard has a wide open Van Allen, doesn't give it to her. Huriaki in the right corner, 5 to shoot, spin move in the paint, and it's Huriaki driving to the lane, no good, tipped out of bounds. But last touch by Kirsty Brown, it looked like just trying to tap it out without grabbing it. So once again, Santa Clara with another chance to score. Broncos yesterday were maybe a little frustrated with some of the foul calls or lack thereof as that ball is tipped in the hands of Van Allen. Ellis almost coming away with the steal there. 15 to shoot. Van Allen left wing. The Mustangs working with a little bit of a zone today. Campesano stepping up. Van Allen in the corner to Pritchard with 7 to shoot once again. Swing over to Van Allen. Has no room to shoot with 4. Has to hoist it up down low to Herlihy. And she puts it off the glass and in right as the shot clock buzzer sounds. Excellent job there by Santa Clara. They really struggled yesterday in end of shot clock scenarios with time winding down. They had at least 3 times where they had a shot clock violation yesterday, so we're knotted up at 2. Ellis back and forth to Holt, down low to Kirsty Brown. She puts up the right-handed floater in the lane and gets it to go. 4 points already for Brown in the first quarter. Brown pointing out which person she has defensively, and of course it's the tough task of guarding Herlihy. 4-2 Mustangs. Nearly 3.5 gone by here in the first quarter. Pritchard in the corner. Van Allen pulls the 3. Off the side of the rim, no good. Campesano with the board. Has to be careful in that box out. She doesn't get an early second foul. Ellis finds Campesano cutting to the three-point line. She fakes it, swings it to Brown. Will she pull the trigger? No. Has a wide open cutting Willett in the middle of the paint, and her floater no good. Rattles in and out. Last touch by Cal Poly. Incoming is Ashley Maldonado and Danya Stafford. Out goes Huriaki and Merrill Veal. Rushing in at the last minute is Hannah Peterson. She'll spell Maddie Willett a little bit of time on the bench. Maddie got a lot of time in the game yesterday. In her first game here at home in a while, she had a plus 15 plus minus against New Mexico State. A couple of big threes against Santa Clara yesterday. Ball in the hands of Stafford. Looking to swing it to a back-cutting Allen. Instead hands it off to Pritchard, who almost got run over there by Abby Ellis. Looking for a hold to the lane, kicks it out to Hurley. Stripped away by Camposano. The Mustangs 3-on-1. Has Ellis to her right. Bounce pass to a cutting Holt on her left. But the layup is missed there by Holt. Loose ball in the backcourt, picked up there by Maldonado. The Mustangs ruin an opportunity to get a point off a turnover. Shot down low by Van Allen. Misses one, misses twice. Loose ball picked up there by Pritchard. Bounce pass down low. Hurley misses a shot. It's blocked by Camposano and Holt. After a while back and forth, a couple of minutes there, it seemed like on the court with 5.5 to go in the first. Still 4-2 Mustangs. And it looks like Maddie Vick will check into the game in a few minutes. Ellis looking for a driving lane to the hole. Swings it over to Holt, who just missed a layup. Camposano thought about a three. Looking to drive against Hurley, and Ashland called for the foul. He missed it yesterday. It's her first game in quite some time. The local product out of AG. Went to Arroyo Grande High. One member of the Eagles, was SLO County Player of the Year. Maddie Vick into the game. Of course, the Mustangs have to at least have one Maddie in the game. You have two on the team. Gives it over to Peterson, the left wing, as Holt goes to the floor as there's a whistle. Foul on. And it's Nixon who gets the foul. So second team foul for Santa Clara. 4-2 Mustangs. Low scoring first quarter thus far. Ellis faced off by Maldonado. Vick with the ball in her hands for the first time today. To Peterson at the free throw line. Vick, rise and fire, right wing three. Looks straight but no good. Loose ball picked up by Maddie, and she throws it off of Stafford, but she stepped out of bounds, I think, before she could save it. But with 4:59 to go, the Mustangs lead 4-2. That game to play. Text CP to 90561 to receive today's question, and then reply with your answer for a chance to win a free sandwich or breakfast burrito from Gus's Grocery. I had one of those today. Extremely good. The winner will be selected at halftime via text message. So text CP to 90561 to enter today's guesses for Gus's contest. 4-2 Mustangs as it's Van Allen left wing three, splashes that. And after a 2.5 minute scoring drought, it's Santa Clara taking their first lead of today's game, 5-4. The Mustangs break the press pretty easily there. And I almost spoke too soon. Camposano to a cutting Peterson down low to Brown. But it's Bill Carr and this Bronco team getting fired up with the defensive intensity by his squad today. 5-4 Mustangs. Ellis inbounding it with 20 to shoot. Finds Vick. The Mustangs running their offense. Down low to Camposano, who has a wide open layup, and she puts it underneath the glass and puts it in. Easy look there for Sierra. 6-5, her first points of today's game. Herlihy finds Nixon, who drained a couple of triples yesterday. And a quick whistle. Looks like this one will be on Peterson. Both teams with 2 team fouls. So after a lot of free throws yesterday, not so many so far in the first quarter, which is our guesses for Gus's question. How many free throws will the Mustangs shoot in the first half of today's game? Remember to text CP to 90561. No free throws have been shot thus far. I'll help you guys out. Pass down low to Stafford, who is wide open. Has it fall off her hands and out of bounds. But the Mustangs must have tipped it. So they'll keep the basketball. Looked like Kirsty Brown thought it was Mustang basketball. Instead, with 11 seconds to shoot, 6-5 Mustangs. Maldonado gets it in barely before 5 seconds was up. Hands it off to Stafford. Now Van Allen thought about a three. Gives it off to Maldonado. Driving down low. Bounce pass for Herlihy. And the two can't connect. The ball rolls harmlessly out of bounds. Mustang basketball. Another Santa Clara turnover. Number 2 today. 6-5 Mustangs. Ellis over to Maddie Vick. Back to Ellis. Over to Camposano, the outlet in the middle of the court. That's been the combination the Mustangs have used to figure out this full court press, but today it wasn't even the full court press that got the Mustangs to turn over this one. It was Vic just traveling right there. The Mustangs give it right back. Two teams trading off turnovers right here. 3:48 to go in the first. Pauley with 6, Santa Clara with 5. Mustangs looking for one of their better starts in non-conference in years under Faith Mimnaugh. Looking for a 3-1 start as Van Allen in the corner, dribble drive, bounce pass down low to Stafford, and once again, Santa Clara can't connect with one of their bigs down low as Lana Hollingsworth comes in for Bryson Nixon and Van Allen heads to the bench. Excuse me, it's only Van Allen to the bench. Ellis dribbling it up, looking for a teammate. Right at half court, finds Vic. A little bit of a push shove over to Peterson, but the ball gets over there. Abby on the heels of an 18-point performance today. No points so far. Vic swings it over to Campusano, left corner 3, no good. Peterson can't get the board, and Hollingsworth grabs it. Maldonado calling out the offense, finds a cutting Hollingsworth. She gets double teamed. Back to Maldonado. Just checking in is Shaylee Harris, the 6'6 transfer from UCLA. Didn't really get that much action yesterday as Brown strips it right from her, but Harris gets it back with 10 to shoot. The Mustangs really emphatic on the coaching staff saying good defense, and it's Maldonado who swings through with the elbow and catches a piece of Peterson. Offensive foul and another turnover for Santa Clara. 6-5 with 2:50 to go. Leslie Hunter comes in, points to Maddie Vick. And we'll see if the Mustangs let Campusano and Ellis play a little bit more here today in game 2. They spelled Abby enough time and Campusano enough time to be effective in the fourth quarter yesterday, despite not scoring that much. As Ellis faces off through a triple team, wildly in the paint, has it stripped away, and a turnover for the sophomore. Pass over to Hollingsworth, who wasn't looking for it, but catches it at the last moment. Maldonado, a wide open 3. Her shot no good despite holding the pose. Campusano has Abby with Ellis driving to the paint. Finds an open Brown underneath. Abby with a little whip around pass. Kirsty Brown scores with the easy bucket. 6 points for Kirsty. 8-5 Mustangs. Really flustering this Santa Clara offense. And Abby looking for a strong play defensively. Tips it away off of Hollingsworth's hands. And with 2:10, the Mustangs force another turnover. Abby getting in the passing lanes, just tipping it away, and now Coach Carr for Santa Clara has to get his starters back in there as the Mustang defense has kept the Bronco offense stagnant at the moment. 8-5. It's been 5 turnovers in the last 5 minutes, but if you really want to combine that, it's 4 turnovers in the last 2 minutes. Hunter drive over to Brown, swings it up top for Campusano. Takes the right elbow jumper. Thought she was fouled, but she knocks down the free throw line J. 10-5. Campusano now with 4. Mustangs doubling up Santa Clara. Another pass going out of bounds. Huriaki looking for Pritchard. And these are just unforced turnovers, folks. After not a lot of turnovers in the first few minutes, that's 5 turnovers in 2.5 minutes. That's right in line with the 6-0 Mustang run we're on at the moment. 10-5 Cal Poly. Hunter swinging it back to Campusano. Her pass almost stolen away. The Mustangs bailed out by a foul call there. This one on Danya Stafford. Junior from Orem, Utah, transferred from Eastern Arizona Community College. 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Peterson into Ellis. Yet to score today. Maybe won't score till the fourth quarter, but there's a push in the back on Ellis as she was just dribbling around good 30 feet away from the basket. And that was the 15th foul, so in the blink of an eye, lots of fouls, lots of turnovers, and Ellis will be going to shoot 2. Mustangs in the bonus here in the first quarter. First free throw for Abby is good. Her first point of the game, 11-5 Mustangs. And Merrill Veal checking in after this free throw. Second one is good as well. 12-5 Cal Poly at 7. Make that an 8-0 run for the Mustangs. There's a Van Allen 3. 3 minutes and 16 seconds ago that gave the Broncos a 5-4 lead. Since that, a Campusano layup, Kirsty Brown layup, Campusano a jumper, and a couple of free throws for Ellis, and it's now 12-5. Hiriaki steps back for three. Well off the mark. Ellis can't get the board. Hollingsworth with the rebound. Shot clock does not reset, I think. Pritchard over to Hollingsworth. Left corner three. Off the rim, no good. Loose ball picked up by Peterson. Has Hunter to her right. Bounces it to her. Looks to drive. The sophomore looking with confidence and gets the drive to go. A strong drive there by Leslie Hunter and finishes with the left hand. 14-5 Cal Poly. Pritchard takes this coast to coast. And her shot attempt no good. Loose ball picked up there by Hollingsworth. Her second chance is no good. Poked out of bounds, and the Mustangs on a 10-0 run over the last 3 minutes and 41 seconds. 45 seconds to go in the first. The Mustangs lead by 9. Back in comes Herlihy. Checking in is Anna Johnson. And the officials are saying you have to officially check in with the scorers table, and she's good as Hollingsworth heads to the bench. 20 to shoot for the Broncos, 45.1 on the clock. Only 5 points scored for Santa Clara here in the first. Kicks it out to Johnson, who didn't play yesterday, into Pritchard. And now they're getting into their own offense. Johnson looking for some action behind her, gives it off to Veal. Herlihy boxing out down low, looking for some space, double team, back to Johnson. She drives to the paint, and a whistle called against Leslie Hunter. Sliding her feet side to side, but kept her elbow and her shoulders in, and that's not okay in college basketball. 30.8 left to go. So still some time for the Mustangs to play defense to get a final shot here in this first quarter. 10-0 run for Cal Poly right now. Johnson with it. Now gives it off to Pritchard. Pritchard, who hasn't scored yet today, has taken a couple of drives to the hoop, nothing to show for it. Johnson finds Veal. Hiriaki right corner three. Rims in and out. Loose ball picked up by Abby. Shot clock is dark here. The Mustangs can take their last shot instead, pushing it forward to Campusano. Kicks it out to Abby. Wide open three. The sophomore knocks it down downtown. Abby strikes. 17-5, 2 seconds with one. Pritchard heaves it at the horn, no good. But Abby Ellis with 5 points late has 5 of the last Mustangs, 13 points. Cal Poly with a 13-0 run to end the quarter. 15-3 if you want to. Be sure to follow Cal Poly women's basketball on Twitter and Instagram at Cal Poly WBB for access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content, highlights, and special contests throughout today's game. The Mustangs currently on a 13-0 run, up 17-5, and made their last 4 straight field goals at the end of the first. They held Santa Clara in that first quarter to 11% shooting. Campusano finds Brown in the left corner, and she buries a jumper there. Kirsty Brown scores again. She has 8 points in the early going, leading all scorers. 19-5 now for Cal Poly. 15-0 run. Swings it down to a cutting Veal, and that ends the lengthy scoreless drought for Santa Clara. But it's still a 12-point lead for the Mustangs. 19-7. Taking a spill at midcourt was Johnson. Campusano in the corner for Willett. Doesn't take the three. Ellis, a long three. That's a little bit too much for the sophomore as she aired it. Ellis takes a little look over to the bench and says, yeah, that was a little bit too much. That was a good 7 feet behind the men's three-point line. 19-7. That's NBA range Abby was shooting from right there, if not a little deeper, but came up empty as she has 5 points. 19-7 Mustangs. Pritchard, dribble drive down over to Veal. Kick it out to Johnson in the right corner. She dribble drive off the glass and rolls off the back of the rim. Herlihy had the board. Willett grabbed it, ripped it, and a whistle. Foul against Herlihy. Has a great job by Willett on the extra effort defensively with the rebound. Grabbed it, ripped it from her, and got the foul call against Herlihy. That's her second today. The Mustangs looking to break this full court press. Holt and Ellis back and forth they go. Easily get past the midcourt stripe. Ellis drives in the paint. She puts it up with the right hand, and nobody there to stop her. She now has 7 points as she finishes with ease. 21-7. Pritchard over to Veal, now to Johnson. Veal giving a screen. Brown, good hedge defense. Down low. And that pass is picked off by Abby Ellis. Has Holt in front of her. Ellis with a full head of steam. Gets the flyby, turnaround, off the glass, and she banks it in. 23-7. A huge start for Cal Poly. Ellis coming on strong as of late. Now with Santa Clara had a 5-4 lead 19-2, the Mustangs have been on, outscoring Santa Clara since the early parts of that first quarter. 23-7 after that Santa Clara timeout. We're back in action. And of course, Bill Carr had a lot of words for his team. Really sluggish in the early going. The Mustangs, a strong defensive effort. Abby strips it in the hands of Malia. She was finding a sprinting Abby, but that pass well out in front. And Van Allen back on defense takes it right back for the Broncos. 19-2 run. Pritchard driving, kicks out, stolen away by Abby. An easy steal. Nobody in front of her. Has to look out behind, and she gets the layup to go. Great hustle there by Van Allen, but Ellis, that's the moneymaker right there, driving with a full head of steam. She's now in double figures already with 11. 25-7 Mustangs on a 21-2 run here between the first and second quarters. Down low to Herlihy, and that one's against Campesano. 2 personal fouls for Sierra. And will the coaching staff keep Sierra out there? We'll see. The only thing is both Campesano and Herlihy have 2 personal fouls apiece, so both bigs in foul trouble at the moment. Still lots of time to play in this first half. 25-7 lead for the Mustangs. Maldonado with it up top. Now over to Van Allen. Already 9 turnovers for the Broncos. Nixon, left corner 3, rattles in and out. Brown in position, gets the rebounds. And the Broncos need a little bit of those 3-point attempts to go back in today. Willett, left corner, pulls the 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Brown, the offensive board. Campesano, looking for a point guard, and Abby gets it to her. Maldonado in man-to-man defense. We saw Santa Clara go to a zone at some point yesterday. Campesano gets the ball from Abby. She takes the 3, rattles in and out, but another chance for the Mustangs. Holt goes to a cutting Campesano, and she's fouled on the ground. Foul is on Veal. So Hollingsworth rushes in immediately to come in and check in for Brycey Nixon. 6:46 remaining. The Mustangs lead by 18. A 21-2 run the Mustangs are on. Campesano doesn't see an open Abby. Instead gives it to Brown. Over to Malia with 12. Campesano swings it to Ellis with 5 to shoot. Steps inside the 3-point line. Her shot high out the rim, no good. Campesano looking for the rebound, but no good there. Maldonado looking for Herlihy down low. She's wide open. She was facing off against Ellis. That's a huge mismatch. And she scores with the left hand. 25-9 our score still is, but Cal Poly up huge in this first half. Herlihy only her second made field goal today. Campesano to Brown at the free throw line. If she turned around, had an open jumper. Ellis can't drive to the hoop, finds Campesano, gets a screen from Abby. She pulls up at the right elbow, blocked, and a foul. Oof. Merrill Veal gets called for the foul on the wrist, so Campesano will shoot 2. I didn't see the follow through though. It looked like all ball, but instead Sierra will be shooting. Scanlon comes in for Kirsty. Maddie coming in for Abby Ellis. Ellis heads to the bench with her game-leading 11 points. And they spell Kirsty Brown, who has 8 to the bench. Campesano splashes the free throw there. She's got 5, 26-9 with 5:56 remaining. Makes the second as well, 27-9. The Mustangs dominating game 2 here today. This is their 3rd home game of the young season, but already more than halfway done with non-conference play. Scanlon now gets the defensive assignment against Herlihy, with the ball's in the hands of Veal. Maldonado facing off against Vick, looking for Herlihy. She's in the corner now. Thought about a 3, instead swings it back to her point guard in Maldonado. Shot clock under 10 seconds. Kick it in the right corner. Van Allen pulls the 3, no good, off the side of the rim. And Scanlon had it in her hands, but was on the end line, so the ball will go back to Santa Clara. On the floor for the Mustangs, Scanlon, Campesano, Willett, Holt, and Vick. Maldonado swings it over to Hollingsworth. Nobody there to catch that pass, as she had to go to midcourt to get it. Maldonado, Veal looking for cutting Hollingsworth. Instead, Willett, wrong Maddie there, gets the steal, strips it away. Looking for a cutting Campesano. Gets the reverse layup off the side of the rim, no good. Campesano looking for the board, can't get it, but a foul in the backcourt. And it's on Maddie Willett. A great pass there by Willett to Campesano with the reverse layup with the offhands. threw it high off the glass, but no hometown bounce today. If she made it, the Mustangs would have been up 20 points over Santa Clara. Cal Poly, no field goals in the last 2.5 minutes. However, Santa Clara today only shooting 18% from the field. Maldonado, left wing three. That's huge right there. She buries the triple. And Santa Clara finally into double figures, down by 15. Mustangs 0 for their last 4. Holt down low to Scanlon, backing down. Herlihy, her left-handed shot, no good. And Scanlon going over the back as Herlihy had better boxing out position. She gets the foul. Only the 3rd team foul as Peterson getting ready to check back in for the Mustangs. Kirsty Brown looking ready to come back in too. Van Allen on the left wing. Herlihy down low for Stafford. Her wild shot, no good, blocked by Scanlon. Was shooting it into the body of Scanlon. So if you're watching on Big West TV, you'd be like, is that a foul? But a wild attempt, not rewarded there by the officials. 3 new players in for the Mustangs: Ellis, Brown, and Peterson. 15-point lead for the Mustangs. Maldonado dribble drive. Goes with the reverse layup, and 5 quick points there for Maldonado. And suddenly a once 18-point lead, now down to 13. Ellis over to Vick, swings it to Peterson, finds Campesano. She has 6 today. Peterson looking for the point guard, instead gives it to her big at the 3-point line. Campesano steps in and splashes, holds the pose, and knocks down the long-range jumper just inside the 3-point line, 29-15. Vick gambles for the steal on the other end. Hollingsworth steps in and knocks down the 15-footer. 29-16, the Mustangs lead by 13, but Santa Clara getting in rhythm offensively. Peterson looking for Abby, instead finds Vick at the free throw line. Bounce pass down low to Kirsty. Her shot no good as it was blocked. And no, she just threw it underneath the rim. So the ball will go back to Santa Clara. Maddie Vick to the bench. In comes Leslie Hunter, who has 2 points today. 29-16. Santa Clara only down by 13 for the moment, despite shooting 27%. The Mustangs went on a 21-2 run before Santa Clara has really started to figure things out on the offensive end. Van Allen stolen away by Campesano, but Van Allen rips it right back. Dribble drive, going to the rack, and gets the layup to go in traffic, and it's now 29-18. A nice little run there for Santa Clara as they're within 11. The Mustangs, 1 of their last 7 from the field. Ellis getting a screen from Sierra. Swings it to Kirsty Brown. Takes, is that a 3? No, her feet were on the line, but Kirsty Brown, maybe the longest jumper she's made in her Cal Poly career. Already in 10 points in the first half. Down low to Herlihy. She puts it high off the glass, no good. Good defense by the Mustangs as they're up 13 in transition. Ellis to Hunter. She drives to the paint. That shot stuffed right to Campesano, who finishes on the second chance. Good bounce there for the Mustangs as Hunter, strong drive, but stuffed on her attempt for the layup. Campesano finishes. She now has 8. Mustangs might have 3 players in double figures by halftime as they're a kick ball here on the other end. 2:18 to go. 33-18. The Mustangs lead by 15. Huriaki comes in. So does Nixon. 5 on the floor for Cal Poly: Hunter, Peterson, Brown, Campesano, and Ellis. Huriaki to inbound, finds Nixon. Bounce pass to Huriaki, back to Nixon. Hot potato with the basketball. Hollingsworth to Nixon. Huriaki, who took 1 long-range 3-point attempt, instead thinking about it, getting around Hunter, loses it, but gets it back at the free throw line. Down low to Stafford. She puts it high off the glass and finishes over Kirsty Brown. 33-20. So after only 5 first-quarter points for Santa Clara, they now have 15 with still 1:45 to play in the second quarter. Ellis, and her pass is thrown right out of bounds, expecting Hunter to come grab the basketball, but only the 5th Mustang turnover so far. Meanwhile, Santa Clara has 10. The Mustangs have 8 points off of 10 Bronco turnovers. The Mustang 5 turnovers have yielded 0 points for Santa Clara. and that full court press has been broken with ease, especially in the second chance to see it in person. Herlihy has it stolen away by Ellis, reading the pass, picks it off, and her layup attempt is good. It's another steal for the sophomore. Looks like her 4th steal by Abby already, and she has 13. The Mustangs up 35-20. Huriaki, free throw line J, no good. Brown with the rebound, finds Campusano, nobody in front of her. She goes off the backboard, and she banks it in. 37-20. Great feed there by Kirsty Brown. Campusano now in double figures. Ellis with 13, Brown with 10, and actually Campusano with 12. Cal Poly up 17. Huriaki thought about a long three-point shot, says no. Nixon takes one with Ellis in her face and buries it. Mustangs up by 14, clock running here, under a minute to go in the first half. Second made three there by Santa Clara. They're 3 of 11 now. Peterson looking for the drive, gets the foul on Hollingsworth. 4th team foul for the Broncos, so the next foul in the next 30 seconds will result in Mustangs getting free throws. So Kirsty Brown coming to the bench. In comes Zoe Stachowski. Mustangs really hoping she can become a dominant scoring and rebounding threat. Hasn't inserted herself just yet, but hoping to become a big part of this Mustang attack. Abby with 10, double teamed in the corner, finds Campusano, has Stachowski. Instead, Campusano pulls up with the long jumper at the three-point line, and she is fouled. The officials say her feet were on the line. So with 18.9 remaining, Campusano shooting on the line. So with 18.9 remaining, Campusano shooting 2 free throws. Already with 12 points, 37-23 Cal Poly. First free throw, nothing but net. Really struggled in the game against New Mexico State, did Campusano shooting free throws. Sierra in that game was 4 of 8. This time has the second one rattle out. Broadcaster's jinx there. Poked out of bounds. Last touch by Cal Poly. So Campusano splits a pair. Now has 13 points. Tied for the team lead with Abby Ellis. Kirsty Brown, who's on the bench, has 10. Mustangs up 15. Clock at 10. Shot clock is dark. Santa Clara with the basketball. Huriaki with 7. Van Allen with 7 now at the left wing. Dribbling forward to 5. Kick out. Stafford at the buzzer. Rattles in and out. Loose ball. And the buzzer finally sounds as Campusano was on the floor, needing an extra minute to get up. So hold on, folks. With 38-23 on any final halftime adjustments, and now we're ready to go. It'll be Santa Clara's ball to start. They're working left to right here from my vantage point. And it's Maldonado on the court with Herlihy, Stafford. Looks like Van Allen, and I think Veal on the court for the Broncos. Van Allen kicks it to Stafford. Maldonado right wing gets a screen. Mustangs playing strong man-to-man defense. Down low for Herlihy. She throws it high off the glass, no good. Rolls off the rim. Brown skies for the board. Good defense. They're going right after Campusano, testing that ankle. Holt bringing it up the court. Over to Ellis. Now over to Maddie Willett. To Campusano, who is tied with Abby Ellis with 13 points in today's game. Holt almost lost control of the basketball. Now back to Sierra. Backdoor cut. Ellis, right wing, long jumper on the line. Loose ball picked up there by Maddie Willett, who hasn't scored today, but she has a strong rebounding performance. Looking for a cutting Abby. Now instead, Abby straight away kicks it out to Holt, right wing. The Mustangs with less than 10 to shoot again. Holt with a floating layup. Gets the left-handed floater to go. Hit the top of the rim. Got just enough air under it to roll on top and in. The Mustangs lead by 17 here in half number 2. Santa Clara needs to go in a three-point shooting barrage in the third quarter like we saw yesterday. They went 4 of 6 from downtown in the third quarter of the game, which allowed them to come back. But today, a much bigger margin. Foul against Maddie Willett, pushing the back. So Holt now with 2 points. Maddie Willett, the lone starter to not score for Cal Poly, but she's got 3 boards and 1 steal. Van Allen over to Herlihy. That one tipped away by Brown. Grabbing it was Stafford. Hooks it in the hands of Maldonado. Now it's Lindsay Van Allen, who might pull up from 3 here. She steps inside. Has an open Herlihy. Rise and fire from 3. And the stud from AG knocks it down. That's a big, much-needed three-point shot for the Broncos. Herlihy missed her first attempt. Now she has 7 points on today's game. The Mustangs up by 14 still. Swing pass from Holt down low, and they throw it away. Now maybe some momentum starting to sway the way of the Broncos. Cal Poly with 4 timeouts remaining. Santa Clara only with 3, having to utilize so many of them in the first half. Maldonado down low to Herlihy. He had a wide open layup. Her shot was blocked. Actually, that was Stafford. Maldonado no-look bounce pass to Stafford, who was right there but couldn't handle the pass. It was blocked out of bounds. Sticks with Santa Clara. Maldonado to inbound. Looking for anybody open. Now finds Stafford. Has it stripped away from Abby. That's her 5th steal today. Has Holt on her left. She says, I'll take it myself. That's 15 points for Abby Ellis and her 5th steal. Mustangs up 42-26. Van Allen left wing 3. No good. Brown looking for the board. It's in the hands of Malia Holt. Finds Camposano, who will bring this up. Kicks it to Abby Ellis, right wing. Fakes the three-point shot. Kicks it to Brown. That pass poked away, but finds Kirsty anyway. Big skip pass over to Malia Holt. The senior now saying, all right, Abby, get away. We've seen you have so much of your offensive firepower today. Behind the back dribble, and she's fouled by Maldonado. Abby can say, yep, that's a foul, all right. Lana Hollingsworth coming in for Merrill Veal. 42-26. Ellis with 16 on 6 of 10 shooting, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 5 steals. Holt faced up against Van Allen. Looking for a screen, sees Abby coming off a curl, has Holt on her right, on her left. Willett coming off a screen on a curl. Now back to Malia. Kick out to Brown, looking for the long jumper again, and Kirsty Brown has really improved that jumper. Buries it in the right corner. Mustangs up by 18. Brown now with 12 today. On 6 of 8 shooting. Had 10 yesterday. Down low is Stafford on the block. Almost has her pass poked away. Still finds Herlihy straight away. Backdoor cut by Maldonado. Gets all the way to the lane. Can't make the easy bunny. Offensive board for Santa Clara. Kick out. Long 3. Van Allen buries it. If you get the rebound there for Cal Poly and possibly go up 20, you could really knock down the Broncos. But they're only down 15. Ellis runs right through the lane. Tries to take it herself, but runs right over Hollingsworth. Abby a little bit out of control there. Sometimes Ellis, when she's feeling it on the floor offensively, as Ellis has to go to the court, Faith saying, all right, we need you to calm down. She runs a little roughshod when it's like, hey, you know what? I'm really dominating. She takes her heat checks really literally just running right up the floor, out of control, or takes a deep 3 like she did earlier, but efficient shooting today, but Vic coming in for the sophomore. Santa Clara basketball after the turnover and foul by Abby Ellis on the offensive charge. Hollingsworth steps in at the free throw line, driving, has nowhere to go. Finds Herlihy. Will she rise for 3? No. Van Allen just buried one. Drive to the paint, throws it off the glass. No bounce, but it's actually a foul. She'll be shooting 2. 44-29. Foul on Maddie Vick, who just checked in. 2 free throws for Van Allen. And as I mentioned, 3-point shooting needed for Santa Clara to get back into this game. In this quarter alone, at the 5:51 mark, Van Allen buries the first free throw. Santa Clara already 2 for 3. The Mustangs shooting 75%, but with 2 threes made by Santa Clara in a free throw, they are actually outscoring Cal Poly. Second free throw, Van Allen knew it was no good off the mark, and she races for the rebound, fouls Camposano in the backcourt, and that's the second team foul against Santa Clara. The Mustangs with 3 team fouls, so a good rebound by Camposano, who looks no worse for the wear despite hobbling off the court in the first half. Bad pass by Holt, stolen in the backcourt. Van Allen misses the layup, and Camposano with another rebound. Finds Willett, has Brown to her right, bounce pass to Kirsty. Rises, is blocked in a tough attempt there, but she gets her own rebound, and the Mustangs get a second crack at it. Cal Poly had been 3 of their last 3. Maddie Willett. Dribble drive, her shot no good. Van Allen with the rebound, but a foul against Santa Clara. And once again, the frustrations from the Bronco coaching staff and Bronco players saying, hey, is this some hometown refereeing? Who knows? Not as bad today as far as maybe the calls, but today, as it looks like Stafford taking a secondary role as mopping up the floor. 44-30, Mustang basketball. Both teams with 3 team fouls. Last one called on Lana Hollingsworth, her second. 44-30, Holt to inbound. Had Willett for a moment, instead doesn't get it in. Has to get it in now, finds Vick coming around the three-point line. Willett thought about a 3, bounce pass to Brown, kick out to Vick. Campesano, right wing 3. Nothing but nylon. Buries it right there. The Mustangs up by 17. Campesano now with 16 points. Taking the team lead away from Abby Ellis, who's currently on the bench. Hollingsworth down low, has it ripped away, and it's a jump ball as Stafford just grabs it enough to force a jump ball. So Willett, a rough offensive day so far, but she's really been effective defensively and getting some rebound second chance points for the Mustangs. Today the Mustangs have no second chance points in the quarter. Really got to fix that, but Vick throws it off the foot of Van Allen. The Mustangs for the game will find the second chance points coming up as it's under the 5-minute media timeout. 47-30. The Mustangs up 47-30. It'll be back. The Mustangs basketball. Abby Ellis still on the bench, still chatting with the coaching staff as she's a little frustrated from her charge from earlier. Holt gets the ball, looking for Campesano, who just buried a 3. Her first of the game, screens for Peterson. Hannah kicks it out, looking for Malia. Now back to Kirsty Brown. Already has 12 points. Peterson fakes the 3 to Vick with 5 to shoot. Finds Peterson in the left corner. That's stuffed and blocked there by Hollingsworth. They reset the shot clock, but Santa Clara is saying, whoa, okay, so it was a block on Hollingsworth. She caught it in midair, so they say change of possession. And with the shot clock winding down to 0, that's a huge break for Cal Poly, who now have a fresh 30 to work with. Bad break for Santa Clara. I'm not even sure Hollingsworth had full complete possession in the air. Holt, dribble drive, right-handed floater, no good. She made one earlier, but a foul in the backcourt on Cal Poly. 4th team foul, 1 away from being in the bonus for Santa Clara. So either way, the Broncos still come up with the defensive stop. As I was mentioning before the break, the Mustangs with 6 offensive rebounds have 5 second chance points in the game. 47-30. Mustangs' biggest lead today was 18. Left corner 3, Maldonado, no good. Grabbed by Campesano. Her 6th rebound today with 16 points. Down low to Brown, kicks it over to Holt, driving, and her shot is good, plus a foul. Kind of little mini skyhook there just to get it off with the foul. Puts the Mustangs up 19, their biggest lead of the day, with a chance with the free throw to go up 20. Campesano, I've mentioned with 17. She only has 16 points, same as Abby Ellis. So the 14 foul for Santa Clara. Personal foul on Ashley Maldonado, her 3rd personal. So Nikolova coming in for Kirsty Brown, spelling her arrest. The freshman getting her first action of this game. Been the lone freshman to play this season for Cal Poly. Holt gets the free throw off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound by Stafford. Cal Poly up by their biggest margin today, 19 points, 49-30. Pass down low, stolen away by Peterson, but a whistle blown first. Foul on Nikolova. So Nikolova coming in and committing a personal foul. That's 5 fouls on the Mustangs, so free throws for Santa Clara. Leslie Hunter getting ready to check in. This will be Danya Stafford shooting. Hunter coming in for Holt, so it's Peterson, Campesano, Nikolova, and Vick. The Mustangs At one point had a 15-0 run during this game, a 21-2 run spanning the first and second quarters. First free throw, hits the side of the rim, then still gets the roll in for Stafford. So the first free throw is good. Stafford now with 3 points. So with 3:52 to go in the third, the Mustangs shooting 53% today. And the second free throw is good. Stafford knocks down a pair. Santa Clara going to their full court press, hoping to force some turnovers with both point guards out outside of Maddie Vick. Pass nearly picked off by Van Allen, and that's one of those passes you don't want if you're the Mustangs. Luckily that it wasn't turned over there. Cal Poly with Vick to inbound, gets it in quickly to Hunter. Backcourt pass tipped again. Last touch by Santa Clara. As you could see Ashley Stewart on the bench, one of the assistant coaches for Cal Poly, saying, calm down, calm down. You have outlets in the front court. Hunter with 3 seconds. Well, with 20, and now the Mustangs have not gotten it past half court. You have to remember, one of the newer rules in college basketball is you have a 10-second violation, and if it's still poked out of bounds, it doesn't reset. It's the same as a shot clock. So that's a 10-second violation forced by Santa Clara in the backcourt. Mustangs should have realized that, but the youngsters, or Vick and Hunter, she nearly gets a steal right back. Couldn't get it in the front court. Santa Clara ball down 17. Pass nearly thrown away by Lexi Pritchard, who's finally back in the game. Long stint on the bench there with Huriaki checking in as well. Foul on Peterson, so more free throws for Santa Clara. And once again, they're on a long field goalless streak. No field goals in the last 3 minutes for Santa Clara. But still, down 17, Peterson to the bench. Her third personal, so bring back in Willett. Didn't really get that much of a rest. First free throw, Pritchard. Lines and fires and rolls off the rim again. Was a little short, but got over the rim, hit the side, curled around, and fell back off. Pritchard today not scoring anything, 0 for 2. 0 for 1 from the line, and makes the second. She has 1.2 turnovers in 10 minutes of action. The Mustangs up 16. Vick running the baseline, gets it into Nikolova. Back to Maddie. Now double team in the backcourt. Has Hunter on her left, gets it to her. And has to cross midcourt, doesn't, but gets it to Vick. Now back to the other Maddie and Willett. Kick out to Campesano. But it was Willett who on the flyby stepped out of bounds. Actually, no, a charge on Maddie Willett. And that's her third personal foul as well. So with Abby on the bench, there's only so long they can keep her there with Willett with 3 personal fouls. But with it being an offensive foul, no free throws for the Broncos. Chance of defense coming from the Poly bench. 49-33. Nearly stolen away there by Nikolova. Hunter pokes it away herself, rushing it down, gets it. With the nice hustle by Leslie, gets it to Maddie Vick, gets around the flyby, pass down low, and there's Nikolova's first points as a Mustang. A steal by Hunter, a pass to Vick, an assist by Maddie, and Ivana has her first points, the freshman from Bulgaria. The Mustangs up by 18, a huge switch in momentum there. 51-33, Pritchard, no lane to drive. Van Allen lines and fires the 3, no good, and she landed awkwardly on her ankle, holds it going to the ground, and it's no good. Last touch out of bounds by Santa Clara. Mustangs basketball. Santa Clara 1 for their last 7. No field goals in nearly 4 minutes. Van Allen voicing her frustrations to her coach as she heads to the bench. Getting some high fives from her teammates. On the setup from the bench here, each player has their own designated spot to sit on the bench as Campesano travels with the basketball. So when each player heads to the bench, there's at least on the Santa Clara side, they have a whiteboard for where each player is supposed to sit every time. Timeout in their win. They had 15 points off 20 turnovers. Today they're almost looking to eclipse that with still a full quarter and 2 minutes to play in this third quarter left. So 51-33 Santa Clara basketball after the Campesano turnover and the Faith Mimnaugh timeout. Same 5 on the floor for the Mustangs. Ball in the hands of Stafford for the Broncos. Hands it off to Pritchard, who's been really quiet here in San Luis Obispo. Down low to Herlihy, and a foul, resulting in free throws. That's Campesano's third. Sierra had 2 personal fouls in the first quarter, pretty early, and instead has gone through this whole rest of the first half and the third quarter before getting her third. Herlihy makes the first. Herlihy had 10 points yesterday on 3 of 10 shooting. Second free throw is good again. Now has 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting. Campesano gets the ball, trying to bully her way, get some space. Gives it off to Vick with a full head of steam. They break the press with ease after both made free throws. The Mustangs up 16. Hunter, who's looked strong today, coming off the bench. Vick, dribble drive. Doesn't pull up from the free throw line. Nikolova over to Willett. Left wing 3. That looks straight. No good. A little strong on the shot. Hiriaki, her pass down low to Pritchard. Knocked away. Last touch by Willett. Hustling back on defense. Good job by the Mustangs not to allow the easy layup. But Willett looking a little long on the three-point shots. Sometimes a little rush. Sometimes a little overthinking on the shots. But once you can get that shot down, the Mustangs will be all the more lethal for it. Herlihy down low, kick out to Pritchard in the left corner. She picks up her dribble, over to Stafford, back to Maldonado, sets up for 3, and knocks it down straight away. Now it's a 13-point game. 51-38 with 90 seconds to play in the third. The first field goal in nearly 5 minutes for Santa Clara, and yet they're still in it. Maddie Willett over to Nikolova, pulls up from the left block, no good. That shot rolls around the rim and is no good. Pritchard looking to get a foul, can't draw one, hustling up the floor. Over to Herlihy straight down low, and her pass to Stafford over her head and out of bounds. But finally, after a long stint on the bench, Abby Ellis comes back in. So does Malia Holtz, so does Kirsty Brown. 1:10 remaining, 51-38, and Ellis, who maybe sat a good 3 to 4 minutes on the bench, finally comes back in. So does Malia Holt. And there's the pass over to Willett. Doesn't shoot the 3, looking for Brown. His double team now. Abby taking her time. Swings it over to her senior guard, starting beside her. Now to Campesano, who's made 1 3 today. Over back to Holt. Dribble drive, kick out to Willett. Takes the 3. That one's a little off. She gets the offensive board. Down low, rises up, and is fouled. Great job there by Maddie Willett, the sophomore, the redshirt sophomore out of Gig Harbor. That shot looked a little bit better, straight on. Just hit the side of the rim, and she followed her shot, even though it's not falling for Willett today. 4 rebounds, including 2 offensive rebounds, despite being 0 of 5 from the floor, go along with a block and a steal. So affecting the games in multiple ways, despite not scoring. But take that statement, what I just said, out the door. She knocks down the first free throw. 1 point for Maddie. 52-38. Ends a nearly 2-minute scoring drought for the Mustangs. Buries both 2 points for Maddie Willett, 53-38. 46.4 to go in the third quarter. Santa Clara would love to get this to a 10-point game by the end of the third, or require 2 made buckets in this next 37 seconds. Maldonado finds Nixon. She takes a 3. Barely hits the bottom of the rim. Offensive board by Santa Clara. Second chance, no. Third chance is now kicked out to Maldonado. Down low, this is Stafford off the backboard, in plus a foul. Great job banking it in with a foul, falling down with 24 seconds to go, 53-40. Stafford looking to continue the 3-point play. Pritchard coming back in, looking to be an offense for defense situation as Nixon heads to the bench. Bill Carr already playing offense and defense chess right now at the end of the third quarter. 24.0 seconds as the free throw is buried. 12-point game with 24 to go. Ellis running the baseline to Holt. Double team in the backcourt. Holt nowhere to go. Throws it over to Campesano. Now the Mustangs have to cross midcourt. Holt does. Kicks it forward to Kirsty. 15 to shoot. Shot clock is dark. And they find it in the hands of their sophomore point guard. 10 seconds. Abby needs to go. Looking for a screen. Doesn't use it. Finally barely uses it. Abby throws it up with the right hand, no good. Gets her own rebound, hoists it up, no good, despite a possible foul. Ellis, lots of contact down low, does not get the foul. So Abby trying to make something out of nothing. Maybe pushing the end. Check it out, go give them a follow. They're a fun follow. They had their Meet the Mustangs prior to the season. They had 7 different Mustangs that you could meet on social media as we start this fourth quarter. Zach Anderson, Yoxam with you guys. 53-41, the Mustangs lead by 12, looking for the sweep of Santa Clara. Stafford, dribble drive, her floater, no, is actually good, but she travels before it. So another turnover by the Broncos, number 16 of the game. Cal Poly in that third quarter shot 40%. Santa Clara shot 31%, but made 3 threes to stay within striking distance. Holt, down low to Brown, who has 12 points. Kick out to Abby, swings it over to Camposano. The senior gets the hip check foul against Stafford, so the first team foul for the Broncos. Stafford, it's only her second personal. On the fourth for the Mustangs, Willett, Camposano, Holt, Brown, and Ellis. For Santa Clara, it's Stafford playing defense against Camposano. Pritchard, who nearly gets the steal there. Shaylee Harris playing defense, has it tipped away in the hands of Maldonado, and it's Santa Clara with the chance to get it within single digits. Swings it over to Pritchard. Maldonado finds it over to Hollingsworth, who has 4 personal fouls. Drives, throws it up with the left hand, count the bucket and 1. Just heaved it up at the rim, gets it to go, and a foul. It's now a 10-point game here in the fourth. This free throw will put it under 10. The 12th Mustang turnover leads to only the 6th point off turnovers for Santa Clara. The free throw is good for Hollingsworth. She now has 5, and now there's some energy on that Santa Clara side of the court. 53-44, a 9-point game with 9 to play. Don't go anywhere, folks. Nearly stolen in the backcourt. Ellis makes a great play to keep it to herself, and the Mustangs clear half court. Willett hoists another shot, no good. Santa Clara gets the rebound, and falling to the ground is Maldonado, and already the second team foul in less than a minute here for the Broncos, or for the Mustangs, I should say. Number 33, Maddie Willett. Maddie Willett, that is Willett's 5th foul. So 2 quick fouls against Maddie Willett in the first minutes of the fourth. In comes Hannah Peterson. So just like yesterday's game, a Mustang fouls out early in the fourth quarter. It was Kirsty Brown. Today it was Maddie Willett getting 2 fouls in consecutive fashion in less than 60 seconds. And an offensive foul against Pritchard, who elbows Ellis in the face and gets a charge. So the Mustangs going the other way, get a huge defensive stop. So now Santa Clara bringing in Ashlyn Herlihy, taking out Stafford. That's Stafford's second personal, but both teams committing 2 team fouls in a little over a minute. Ellis to inbound, facing a strong full court pressure. Finally finds Peterson, outletting Camposano to a sprinting Ellis. Has Holt open down low, doesn't give it to her. Camposano now back to Malia. Faced up by Pritchard, a strong defender for Santa Clara. Brown against the much taller Harris. Her jumper no good. Harris standing 6'6", a redshirt sophomore from UCLA transfer. Hollingsworth, dribble drive down low. Stop, gets the flyby. She shoots and is fouled by Abby Ellis. It'll be Hollingsworth shooting 2. And we've had 5 fouls combined between the two teams in 90 seconds of play. A little over that here in the fourth quarter. That's the 3rd team foul for the Mustangs. Ellis' 2nd. Scanlon coming in for Kirsty Brown. Spelling her arrest. Camposano, despite leaving the court in the first half with what looked to be like an ankle injury, she still played 32 minutes and looks to play all 40 again today. First free throw by Hollingsworth. Rattles in and out. Was halfway down and got the Mott Athletic Center bounce. Bounces out. Second free throw here by Hollingsworth is good. 6 points. It's an 8-point game now. 53-45. Mustangs are struggling here to hold the lead in the fourth quarter. That's the thing about that full court press. You can deal with it all game, But if you start turning it over in the fourth quarter, it can lead to huge comebacks. The Mustangs led by as many as 19 today. Campesano swings it over to Holt, and a foul called. Whistle happy here in this fourth. Foul against Lexi Pritchard. Mustangs held a lead of 49-30 with 4 minutes to go in the third. And before they inbound the basketball, it was Pritchard tying her shoe. So third team foul for the Broncos. Both teams 2 fouls away from being in the bonus. Lots of quarter to play. Stolen away by Pritchard from Ellis. Ellis steals it right back. So Abby with, I think, her 6th steal individually today. Well over her previous career high of 3. A great job by Ellis sneaking it back by the thief herself and Lexi Pritchard. Mustangs up by 8. Holt to Campesano. And it's a touch foul there by Herlihy. That's Herlihy's 3rd. So the 4th team foul in less than 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And for Santa Clara fans, they can be mad, but the Mustangs have committed 3 team fouls in the same amount of time. Campesano finds Holt. 15 to shoot. Peterson at the free throw line. Abby hasn't made a three-pointer today. 1 3-pointer today. Falls to the floor. No traveling call. Peterson. Campesano left corner 3. Much needed triple there by Sierra. She knocks it down. Now it's Santa Clara rushing up the floor. Pritchard throws it up, but an offensive foul as she knocks down Ellis. A charge by Lexi Pritchard. Not before Campesano knocks down her 2nd 3 today. She has 19 points. Pritchard a little bit out of control there. And now it's Van Allen who is checking in the game at the next whistle. Mustangs up by 11 after the big Campesano 3. Ellis, full head of steam, now backs off. Mustangs set up their offensive set. Scanlon in, looking to get some position down low. Ellis driving, floater over the 6'6" Harris. No good, but right there, Hannah Scanlon putting it back for the offensive board. I would say maybe a pass if you watched it on replay. And a 13-point lead once again for the Mustangs. All the Mustang players storming off the bench to high-five the 5 on the court. 58-45. This will be a 35. The Mustangs already in the bonus. Santa Clara basketball. The 5 on the floor for the Broncos. Maldonado, Hollingsworth, Harris, Herlihy, and Van Allen. Van Allen coming in for Pritchard. Getting a 3-point shooting threat in the game for Bill Carr's squad. Hollingsworth looking down low for Herlihy. Looking for some space. Knocks Abby out of the way. Finishes off the bank shot. And she finishes off the right block. Herlihy now into double figures. Score now an 11-point lead for the Mustangs. Ellis gets through the one-man press by Hollingsworth. And a timeout call by Faith at the last moment, bailing out Ellis, who thought she had said, hey, you know what? I got out of the pressure pretty well there. I had an opening to pass it, but Ellis was really whittling away at this lead, getting it close to 9, to 11, to 8. Back and forth we've gone as far as like, can Santa Clara get on that big run? They just can't. The Mustangs have made the big buckets so far in this fourth quarter to just keep them at bay. Peterson looking for Scanlon, gives it to her up top, finds Ellis, who has 5 turnovers but 6 steals. Campesano gets around Herlihy, right elbow jumper, no good. Peterson the offensive board. The Mustangs have a fresh 20. Peterson puts it up, a third chance. She gets another offensive rebound. Ellis has the Mustangs now with 12. The shot clock does not reset. Down low to Scanlon, her left-handed shot, no good. Multiple cracks at it, and Cal Poly can't score. Maldonado has Harris down low at 6'6", instead gives it to the redshirt senior from AG and Herlihy. Maldonado, the guard, faced up by Holt. It's a screen from Herlihy, strong screen there. Maldonado, wide open Herlihy for 3. Buries it, that's a big 3 for Santa Clara. It's now an 8-point game again, 58-50. Holt at half court, gives it to Abby. The Mustangs break the light pressure in the backcourt. Once again, an 8-point game. The closest Santa Clara has been since early in the first quarter when the Mustangs went on a 21-2 run. Holt, dribble drive, finds Campesano. Another open 3. The senior can't bury it. Loose ball picked up by Maldonado. Has Hollingsworth to her left, 2-on-1. Kick down low to Hollingsworth and a layup there for Santa Clara. 6-point game. Hollingsworth with 8 points now. Still half the quarter to play. Immediate timeout coming up. Next dead ball. The Mustangs need it desperately. Ellis gets around the screen. Dribble drive. Bounce pass down low to Scanlon. And the dish by Ellis. The finish by Hannah. 8-point game again. 60-52. Back and forth we go. Just when you think Santa Clara can make that big run. Down low to Herlihy. Needs some space. 2 dribbles. Finds a cutting Hollingsworth. And she's fouled down low. A tripping foul called against the Mustangs. That's the 4th team foul, so the next one will result in free throws. And with 4:41 remaining, and they must have already had the media timeout, I guess. Who knows? I must be wrong, but with 4:41, we'll keep it here. Pritchard getting ready to check back in. And incoming to the bench is Maldonado. So here we go. On the floor is Stafford, Pritchard, Van Allen, Herlihy, and Hollingsworth. As it's Hollingsworth with the basketball as the outlet pass on the inbounds. 8-point game, 4.5 to play. Pritchard to Van Allen. Faced up man-to-man defense by the Mustangs. No zone right now. Pritchard faced up against Ellis, point guard versus point guard. Hollingsworth with 3 to shoot. Now Herlihy in the corner has to put it up. 30-second shot clock violation. And once again, Santa Clara losing the time on the shot clock, turning it over, bailing the Mustangs out. The Mustangs with Ellis, Holt, Camposano, Scanlon, and Peterson on the floor. Camposano finds a cutting Holt. Now to Abby to set up the offense. She drives to the hoop, down low to Scanlon. No good, but a foul. So Scanlon will be shooting too. Both teams will be in the bonus from here on out. The Mustangs were in the bonus, it seemed like, a minute into the 4th quarter. But Scanlon shooting 2 free throws. Today she has 4 points. Make that 5 as she splashes the first. Maldonado immediately checking back in a moment. Couldn't get in after the first free throw. Merrill Veal getting ready to come back in too. Perfect form by Scanlon, the southpaw, knocking down a pair. 6 points for her, a 10-point lead for the Mustangs. Santa Clara got within 6 points, but now the Mustangs on a mini 4-0 run to push this back to double figures. To the bench, both Harris and Herlihy. Probably the last bit of rest for Herlihy as she'll come back in, I would say, any moment now. Van Allen gets a screen from Veal. Behind the back dribble at the free throw line. Stolen away by Abby again. She keeps her dribble. Steal number 7 for the sophomore. Getting close on a single game record now for the Mustangs. Holt to Peterson. Now faced up by Van Allen. Kicks out to Malia. Finds Scanlon down low. Has been the scoring threat in the 4th. Her shot a little short. And picked up there by Stafford. Last chance here for Santa Clara. 3.5 to play. 10-point game. Abby almost had her 8th steal. Hollingsworth has it ripped away by Abby again, but falling on it is Hollingsworth. Jump ball called. Arrow pointing the way of the Mustangs. But funny enough, it didn't look like Ellis even put her hands in there. It looked like Hollingsworth had the ball for the most part. 3:20 to go. Abby gets it into Camposano. The Mustangs looking to just hold on here. Holt to Peterson. Down low is Hannah, but Peterson couldn't find a wide open Scanlon with it 2-on-1. It was almost a Hannah-to-Hannah connection there. Instead, Ellis with it, 15 to shoot as we near 3 minutes to go. Peterson over to Holt. Just weaving around the perimeter. Ellis has to drive it now. Down low to Scanlon. Again off the glass. Ellis to Hannah Scanlon. She has 8 points. Mustangs up by 12, looking to pull away here in the 4th. They've led for the majority of the game. Nearly 40 minutes the Mustangs have held the lead here in San Luis Obispo. Looking to go to 3-1 today. Hollingsworth, drive, left-handed floater. Gets the roll. A much-needed bucket, ending a 6-0 run and a scoring drought of 2.5 minutes for Santa Clara. 64-54. Ellis, skip pass all the way across to Peterson. Says, let's not break the press. Let's just give it to Hannah in the front court. Camposano hands it off to Holt. Mustangs with 15 to shoot. Scanlon, one handed to another to Peterson. Now in the hands of Abby Ellis. Scanlon sets the screen. It's been Scanlon with late points here in the fourth. And with 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock and 2 minutes to go, Ellis calls a timeout. So the Mustangs will only have 1 timeout remaining for the final 2 minutes. Now with 15, the Mustangs, all they have to do is just hold out and wind down this clock. Ellis, dribble drive, Campusano. Now gives it to Ellis. Thinks about a 3 now drive, step back, elbow jumper, no good. Loose ball picked up by Van Allen. The Broncos have to go here. A minute to go now, just about in the fourth. Herlihy over to Veal, finds a cutting Ashlyn, and she banks it in, cutting to the hoop. 10-point game, exactly 1 minute remaining. 66 to 56, Herlihy. To the fourth quarter is Abby time, but it's been Scanlon time today. And a strong defensive effort by the Mustangs. Inbounding underneath their own hoop, Abby to inbound. She can run the baseline here. Up by 10. Gets it into Revesti and Sierra Campusano. Out to midcourt to Peterson. Bounce pass back to Ellis, and they do clear midcourt with time to spare. 10 seconds gone by, now 11. We're at 45 seconds to go in the game. No fouls here. Peterson driving to the lane. Bounce pass down low to Scanlon. She's blocked, but out of bounds. Surprised Santa Clara didn't opt to foul there. Just playing a full set of 30 seconds off the shot clock. 12 seconds left here for the Mustangs to shoot with 41.7. Campusano now just holding the basketball, content with backing it down. Fadeaway jumper, Sierra rolls it off the top of the rim and gets it to go. Fadeaway jumper from Campusano. She clears 20 points once again. 68-56, the Mustangs up 12 and 25 seconds to go. Van Allen, 2-point jump shot, no good. Tipped around, Scanlon gets the ball and she is fouled with 20.6 seconds to go. If Scanlon makes these free throws here, both of them, she'll be the 4th different Mustang in the double figures. And for Scanlon, if I'm not mistaken, most of these points have come, if not all, here in the fourth quarter and the second half. Already made 2 free throws. And buries the first. Nothing but net. The Mustangs up by 13, 9 points for Scanlon. Her best scoring output for the Mustangs as the transfer finally eligible this year knocks down both. And officially the Mustangs up by 14 and now have 4 different players into double figures. Almost a steal by Abby. We're counting down the clock. Van Allen, step back for 3, buries it. The Mustangs up by 11, but with 9 seconds to go. A little bit too late there for a Van Allen 3. Campusano almost loses it in the backcourt. Pushes it forward to Holt. Tipped, stolen there by Maldonado. Down low, tipped away by Ellis. Hollingsworth puts it up, no good at the buzzer. And that's all she wrote. 70-59, the Mustangs improved to 3-1 on the young season and sweep Santa Clara with a rather dominating performance today.